What's going on, guys? I hope you're all having a great day. Today's a very exciting day because we're going to get the 24 valve back up and running. As you guys know, my throttle position sensor went out last week. So ever since then, the truck's been sitting in the garage, just caking up dust, and I can't wait to get her back on the road, which we will today because my throttle position sensor just came in. So as you guys know, I always read the reviews online, check out the forums, look at the comments down below, look at your guys' advice, and make a decision off of all that together on what brand or what route I'm going to take to fix or repair something that's maybe messed up or something I just want to upgrade. We ended up getting our new throttle position sensor from Wells. They use a non-contacting design in order to eliminate the faultiness of the OE sensors. You guys know if you've drove a 24 valve for more than a few years or so, you've probably ran into a problem with the throttle position sensor. Pretty much what this Wells technology does is use a magnet and an integrated circuit, which thus eliminates any error possible. So this thing is guaranteed to last forever and to never go bad again. You can pick it up from your local Advanced or off Amazon is probably where I suggest to get the lowest price on this thing. You should be able to find it for like $200, a little bit more than $200, but it's going to eliminate your problem forever. So I definitely suggest going with the Wells product instead of going with the regular OE faulty sensor. So we're going to show you guys how to install this part today. It's probably going to be the quickest install I've ever done on the channel. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the product, and then we're going to throw it in and take it on a test drive. So here's a part number for you guys, TPS347. That's the part number to get you this throttle position sensor from Wells. Just comes in a box just like this, pretty small box, and then here's your new sensor. Nothing much to say about it. And then it comes with some pretty good instructions, but they actually have a YouTube channel that I'm going to link down below that they show you exactly how to install it. I'm more of a visual learner than, say, reading instructions, so I like to watch videos myself, and I went on their YouTube channel. Again, I'll link it down below, and they have a really nice video. It's actually on a 2001 Sport Cummins, no, I think it's a 1999 Sport 24 valve, so it's pretty much the same truck as this, and it has less miles than mine. It has like 150,000, I think, or 140,000 miles on it, and the OE throttle position sensor went bad on it. I think my truck has about 178,000 miles or so right now, so that's when mine went bad. It also gives you two new hardware bolts so you can replace the stock ones. We went ahead and already popped open the hood. So we'll go ahead and jump right into this install, guys. I don't think it's going to take us very long. If you guys didn't know, throttle position sensor is right here. I think I'm going to need like a regular Phillips head screwdriver to get this cover off. And then I'm going to pop this black cover off, take some bolts out from the hardware mounting surfaces, and then turn the throttle position sensor on its side so I can see the stock sensor and be able to take that one off. But important to note, and I'm going to show you guys here in a second, that's why I have this Sharpie over here. We're going to mark where our original sensor is on our throttle position sensor mounting surface so that we can get as close as possible to the volts that we need, which is between 0.5 and 0.6. And then we picked up a voltmeter because I can't find my old one and it was crappy anyway. So I went ahead and got a new voltmeter. We're going to probe number 3 in the back of the new sensor in order to get it to 0.5 to 0.6. We're going to show you all that in here in a second, but I just want to put that out there. Make sure you do mark where the original one was. So with that all said, we're going to jump right into it, and it should just take us about 5 minutes or so, and we're going to take it on a test drive. I think it goes without saying, but make sure you disconnect both negative terminals on both your batteries. We're going to reconnect them once we start getting ready to calibrate the new sensor, but until then we're going to leave them disconnected. And also important to note, you're going to reuse the washers on the hardware. I forgot to mention that when I showed you the new hardware. You're going to reuse the stock washers for the sensor. I'll give you guys kind of a close-up of it up here. So you got 6 10mm bolts on the throttle position sensor. They are pretty much right on top of each other, one on bottom, one on top, and it just goes down the list all the way to the back. I just broke those 6 loose, so now what I'm going to do is untwist them with my fingertips and then turn the throttle position sensor on its side to expose the old sensor. Alright guys, so we got those 6 bolts undone, and then we turned it on its side, letting it rest but not straining the wires in the back. Very important. This is our old throttle position sensor. What we're going to be doing now is cleaning off the surface around it so that we can Sharpie and actually see our Sharpie mark. So what I'm going to do is just get probably some brake clean or something on a rag, clean off around this area, and then mark it with my Sharpie I was showing you guys. And then I'm going to take this old one off. It looks like a torque screw. I'll get you guys the specs on that here in a second. I got my Ryobi set right here. I'll let you guys know what size it is here in a second. But we're going to take the old one off, unplug it at the wiring harness down below. Alright boys, we jinxed ourselves when I said a 5-minute install. Typically, normally, it'd be a 5-minute install, but these two bolts on the end of my throttle position sensor that secure it down, you can kind of see right there where I tried to mark the old one. So pretty much we got a new throttle position sensor bracket. Got this off Craigslist from a guy in Atmore, Alabama. Shout out to What the Duck for hooking us up and driving over there. He got this for us today. Luckily, I was able to find this because this part at O'Reilly's I think is like $230, but we picked it up for 60 bucks off a guy off a parts truck in Atmore. I'm not sure why these bolts would not come off, but they just, one broke off in here and then one just would not come out. The head of it broke off. I tried just about every remedy and trick that I know of. I just could not get these bolts out. Now, this probably isn't going to happen to you. This is like once in a lifetime type thing. And, you know, every once in a while you're going to run into problems on the truck. You guys know that. I've ran into problems before. But we're going to get them fixed, get the new throttle position sensor on, and get this truck up and running. But that's why the video is delayed by a day. Just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to throw this new bracket in, throw our throttle cables on. There's our like a cruise control on top, cable on bottom right here, and then our normal throttle cable right here. We're going to get this hooked up. We're going to take the assembly off the black plate. We're going to toss this black plate aside, and then we're going to toss the silver assembly back on the original one that's on the truck right here. So we're going to pretty much mix match two throttle position sensor assemblies, but we're going to get this done real quick. Like I said, have no idea why it wouldn't come loose. I wasn't turning it the wrong way. I was using penetrating oil. I was using the right torque screw, which was like a T20, and it just would not come off, guys. No idea why. It would tighten, which is crazy. Like, it would tighten. See that end is coming out right there? Right in the dead center of the screen, right above that spring. It would tighten, but it would not come loose. So I know I was turning it the right way. And then this side, I didn't even bother. It's just in there. And it broke off in there. So I was like, crap, I got to get a new one of these. But again, shout out to What the Duck. And we'll get this thing completed. Alright guys, we got the Wells throttle position sensor on the new bracket. And got all of our cables connected. Took like couple minutes or so. So we didn't tighten up our throttle position sensor all the way. What we're gonna do now is connect our negative battery terminals again. We're gonna have our trusty assistant, I don't know where he just went, over there by his truck. But we're gonna have him sit inside the truck while I'm over here adjusting with the voltmeter. My voltmeter is down there. And we're going to get it between 0.5 and 0.6. So we're going to get the voltmeter out, start getting it close, and then we'll catch back up with you here in a minute. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm back probing the number 3 pin in the throttle position sensor wiring harness, if you will. That's my back probe right there. Show them the... Now, I got it between... Now the key... Now, a second ago I said my brother's going to hop in the truck, my lovely assistant or whatever I said funny. What I meant by that is he's going to put the truck in the on position. That's all I meant by that. But... So the key's in the on position, he just put it in there. We back probed, we grounded of course our whatever on the battery terminal, and then stuck this in into number 3, and we're at 0.552. Remember, we got to be at between 0.5 and 0.6. So we know we're good because we're at 0.552, we're pretty much right in the middle. So what we're going to do now is, we just tightened it while we were off video, we just tightened it completely down. Make sure it's real snug, you don't want it to move. Your 2 bolts right here, which are T20s. So now that that's all good, I'm going to take my probe out. I'm going to, you reconfirm after you tighten. That's what I was just doing a second ago. I was reconfirming that I was still in spec even after I tightened these down. So that's what I was doing just a second ago. That's a very important step. Now what we're going to do is re-bolt using our 6 10mm bolts. We're going to bolt this back up. We're going to put our plastic cover back on our throttle position sensor. Then what we're going to do, we're going to relearn our throttle position sensor by turning our key. We're going to turn the key in the off position here in a second. Then we're going to turn the key into the on position. Then we're going to slowly depress the acceleration pedal all the way to the floor. Make sure if you have floor mats, you take those out. Put it all the way to the floor slowly, and then come back up slowly. Very important, only do this one time. It should clear that check engine light. Then you'll be good to go ahead and start it and go on your test drive. So that's kind of the summary. That's what we're going to do here in a second. Just wanted to put that out there really quickly so we can get somewhere in this project, because we're ready just as much as you are to put this thing on a test drive, put it on the road. So we'll check back up with you here in a second once I get these 6 bolts in and get the plastic cover back on. that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end. Again, check out Wells products. Their link will be in the description below. The new throttle position sensor is working great. The truck's running awesome. We're about to hop right into some upgrades from our brother's truck that's sitting out there. We're about to pull it in the garage right after I end this clip out. Start working on his truck. We got a couple things going on with his build this weekend at the house. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Please leave a like down below if you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one.